I will demolish you. Oh, hey. Hi, everybody. Paul Gabanzo, and this is Creating with the Crew. That's right. It's the hour and a half of lunchtime break that we usually give ourselves each day to make some art, do some fun stuff, create anything we want, because we can pretty much do whatever we want. Let's see. Well, today I have our player, someone who's fairly new to the Nat21 agenda, and that would be Lady Prudence. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here because I'm way behind on a lot of my crafting projects.
Oh, yes. I have found that this basically just makes you set up. Like, I've found that I don't get a lot done during the show, but I will get a lot done after, because now that I'm set up and I have all my things out, I might as well just keep doing it. So
Exactly. Well, that's part of the issue for me too, is just getting started on things and then starting the momentum so that you can keep it going.
Absolutely. And that's literally what this whole show is for. Hey, Bill, good to see you. Bill's a writer.
Accountability.
And does come in with some great stuff. He's actually sent things to Carmel, our glamour hobo, who is out glamour hoboing this whole week apparently.
Good for them.
She ran off to go to Chicago to do a still walking gig, and then went to the House on the Rock because it was nearby, and all that jazz. So
I've always wanted to try that. Try stilt walking.
It's funny because I grew up with unicycles, and so I kind of just like, I have a 6-footer and stuff like that. So I just
grew up with unicycles. Hold on, let's backtrack a little bit. How do you grow up with, like, were you in a circus family? Was that your background?
I was I was kind of like circus quasi adjacent. My uncle used to be boss clown for Barnum and Bailey Circus. Now I was
what?
Yeah. So
that sounds huge.
It's big. It's big, and I would say that it literally led to me understanding that I could do whatever I wanted for a living. Like the concept that a clown is a job that actually will, one, make you money, pay the bills, but also he went to Japan, with the circus. And I was like, I want to go to Japan. How do I make that happen? And it's because, when I was 8 or 9, like when he was in the circus. Like he was in the circus for a few years. And but like I was just a kid. But that was that fundamental, if you were in a family of lawyers, as a child, you would understand that being a lawyer is something that you could do for a living. If you were in a family of welders, you'd be like, clearly welding is a thing because you have an understanding of it, that right. Is something you could do. And
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And
so you had it in the family. You came by it honest.
And I was like, oh, you could do that? You could meet incredible people. And like he would come home, and like because of course they would circus would come to Richmond, and so of course he's like, meet the family. And so the entire troupe of circus clowns and everybody would come to my grandparents' house, which is a nice big house. And so we'd have this big party, and I was like, whoa, who are all these people? I didn't make anybody juggle, which I really should have now because everybody makes me juggle.
Right. That's the go-to show-off skill, I think.
Right. Hey, do you juggle? Yes. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. I will juggle at your party. If you ask me to, I'm sure I will. And oh, hey, baby. And Madam Ansa. Sir David Percival's here. Hello, Sir Dave. Madam Ansa's here. So we're having a good old time. And look who else is here. Live in her own studio, it's Kitty Chaos. Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Kitty.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. You say that like it's Oh, it is. It is before noon where you are, isn't it?
It's not. No, I'm on East Coast time now. I just
Oh.
needed to sleep that much.
Oh my gosh! I
Same
think we all
though.
did.
Same.
Oh well. Oh, it's so funny. So now, all right. So Mab's in the comments. I've got Lady Prue and you here. We can almost just continue the rest of the adventure.
Might as well.
You know, some of you. Hi, Sally. I know we were talking actually about like this amazing set that I made for the game. Which, by the way, here we go. Let's pop this up on the screen since we're all here. Oh, and let's get rid of that old thing right here. Hang on. Where is it? It's going to be in. Hold please while I boop that away. There we go. Boop. All right, here we go. Well, before you see the mighty brass city of brass. And so what I was going to do today, this leads into all the things, is that I was going to show some people how I made some of this super cheap terrain, people. You know, gaming stuff can be super crazy expensive. It doesn't have to be. Yes, you know, sometimes you get what you pay for in that whole like terrain, super cool looking stuff, and you know, and also like it works, it functions, it's modular, it does all the things. Absolutely, you know what? There's nothing wrong with paying some big bucks for some Dwarven Forge, you know, terrain that just looks awesome. Not that they're our sponsor or anything, but they could be. So just throwing it out there, Dwarven Forge. Anyway, because I love some of your terrain. But in a pinch, here we go. Let's just get this started. Kids, run to your recycling and grab all the cool bottles, cans, plastic things. This is strawberries, I think. All right. One.
Did you say strawberries? Oh, a strawberry container.
Container of strawberries. One sweet can of metallic finish bright coat Rust-Oleum, not that they're a sponsor. Rich shiny finish, fast drying spray paint. 2 coats will get you a solid color, even on a piece of number 4 plastic. And then Sharpie, baby, Sharpie the crap out of that thing. Suddenly you've got highlights and shadows. You got little windows. Here's my little guy right here. This guy right here. I'm just put this in this camera. Look at this. You know you're working. Well, yeah, a little place of bra.
So, Paulo, there's these orange juice bottles that have like the top of it has these like beautiful little like I don't know what the word for it is, but it's like when you have a tower and it has pretty like crenellations. I was gonna say crenellations. I didn't know if it was right. Okay.
I said crinoline.
What?
I said crinoline, which is wrong.
Okay, so that's why I didn't say it because I knew it was wrong.
No, crenellations is correct.
Oh, okay.
Just go with it, guys.
And you spray paint those and like put it on the top of one of those cans. Instant higher level of fancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, so here's the thing. I had the scenario last night. We had all these pipes, tin can, different size tin cans, go crazy.
Pipes that no one saw because our faces were too interesting.
That's right. But since you're all here, I'll ruin the surprise. You know, it was funny. I think, Lady Prue, you possibly almost actually asked why Genie Cash was playing those discordant tunes. There was a quick why. We never got to answer that question. Y'all find out next week. Let me tell you.
Yes.
And it's not good.
No.
He wasn't the boss fight.
Well, obviously.
Damn it. I'm young and impressionable, okay?
So, yeah. Look, Prue got her work cam up. Let's go check this out. Lady
Let's see what
Prudence.
I've got.
I'm gonna pop out my camera so that we can get a better view of that dice jam over here. What's going on?
Right. So this is my latest obsession and pandemic project, and it's
I'm gonna give this
creating
full screen because I think it deserves it.
right creating dice and dice boxes to keep them in, and so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing today. So, and the thing about my dice is every dice that I make is a bardic inspiration dice. So, in addition to the
No.
6, just behind the 6, you can see the music note shining in there. And here's one of my D10s because I wrote a famously successful song called Bardic Inspiration plus 1 D10. And you can see the treble clef shining inside there. And I also have my own custom masters that I created. And where when you roll a Nat 20, what you get is a
Musical
treble
note.
clef. A treble clef.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So that's what I'm planning to work on today. Is I've also got coffins full of these things.
Oh man.
Right.
Ooh, I
So
love
some of the, of course, other dice, you have a bigger surface to work on, so you can
Sure.
see the treble clef. So, and
You
I've
made
even
that
got my
coffin
little.
too?
I did. It looks like an amethyst carved box.
It sure does.
Right.
It looks like
So
an
that's-
amethyst coffin, just the right size for a giant undead storm giant.
Yeah.
Well, mine is full of dice. So
Well, that's his
But if you-
bones.
if you need a resin coffin for a future part of the story in our
Oh, I'm sure I
adventure,
do. I already do.
I can take care of that.
I need it right now. I mean, who doesn't
All right,
need
PM
one? I need them.
PM me your address.
Well, I'm about to send you some dice, so I'll send it to you, so you'll have it all. Kitty,
Okay.
are you working on something today?
I'm working on self-care today.
Awesome.
So I'm getting ready to take an Epsom salt bath because my knee and my ankle desire it. And I'm going to put some lavender and lemon oils in it.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to make tea. And it's going to have valerian, rhodiola, and yarrow.
Nice.
Oh my.
And those things are going to make me feel nice and good and calm and relaxed.
Awesome.
Because
Okay, well, that's honestly perfect. I've been asking everyone for weeks. Should we just move everyone into hot tubs? Because that seems to be the Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Is girls in hot tubs, and
Everyone needs a gimmick.
oh my gosh. Sometimes I get a little depressed when I turn on my Twitch, and then it's like, we recommend you check out this person, and it's like 27,000 people are watching a woman in a hot tub. And I'm like,
Wow. That's what the
Really?
people want, Paolo.
really?
let's
I'm like,
just do our show from hot tubs then.
we're doing it in a hot tub. We're going to do it in a hot tub, and we're doing the show in hot tub, but juggling. Not it.
No. Why not?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, actually,
That's-
that's not the right place
yeah.
to do it.
Because it's funny, because I'm like, the kids who are on the internet do know that there's porn, right? I mean, they do know this exists somewhere else. They don't have to watch a girl in a hot tub.
Yeah, but it costs a lot more to get them to answer your questions and talk and stuff.
That is true.
I guess that's what you're after. I don't know. I don't
What
know
the kids
anymore.
want.
I don't know what the kids want today.
What do the hot tub ladies talk about?
I don't know. I mean, I checked in on it for 5 seconds, and it was just she's just it's just going through the chat and just going, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Paolo-
The girls talking.
You said porn and we gained 5 more viewers.
So we could just talk about porn, and then
You know what I've always wanted to do
what's that?
is D&D game show, but it's like that kind of dungeon master. Like combine the two and make that a game. And so like there's all these like really naughty things that you're rolling for while also fighting monsters. I know there's
Like,
people in New Orleans
what's
that
your
want to watch that.
I
roll
mean,
to have your top fall off, or
Yeah, and get whipped by things and tied up, and
there is a hilariously Tegan, my friend, who,
I know Tegan.
who's going to be one of the dungeon masters for our tour next year, sent me this adventure, and I didn't actually get a chance to play it yet, but it was like the absolutely 80s over the top, like, you know, Grobos the barbarian stuck in the sex dungeon, and you're like, well, I'm sorry, the what? and it is absolutely all of like the 80s, early Dungeons and Dragons, chicks in bikinis, chainmail bikini, she saunters over, and the script block that you have to read to the players is just horrible. It's just these like, her, with every clink of her chainmail, you become more enticed as she moves towards you with her snake walking pattern. And it's so deliciously awful that it's like, that might be worth doing. Like, I don't know, as a kind of a, and we're going to do that adventure in hot tubs.
Yay!
all right, sign me up. Yep. You said the magic word.
Yeah, I'll pretty much agree to anything if it's in a hot tub.
I'll pretty much agree to anything if it's punctuated with a vibra slap. That's what that's, non-band nerds out there. That's what that's called.
Yeah, if you don't know what a vibra slap is, when someone says vibra slap, I thought something very different.
Both answers are good. All right.
Choose your own adventure. What do you think it means?
I'll bring the booze. And yes, Reverend Tommy, which, by the way, good to see you. Thanks again for moderating these shows. You're awesome. I just wanted to say, yes, I'm back on the Wednesdays. I got back from vacation, and then of course I had to immediately run into Maryland Fair, but I am back here working on stuff during the week so that we can give you a great adventure next week. And hi, which, by the way, we are way behind on our Patreon Saints games. I think I have an entire month full of games to run for all of our peeps. So we're gonna get that together. It's gonna be crazy. Don't you worry. I'm way behind, but we have schedules. I'm nothing but scheduling, if not scheduling.
Yeah. Well done. Well spoken. That's why you're the DM. That's
right. So I just wanted to. Here's my little project over here, and basically what I'm doing. This is the prelim. This is super easy stuff, y'all. So cut the lid off of that guy. Boom. That guy. It's great. And it's sturdy enough to hold a can on it. So you've got different levels. Clearly, you can put a mini on there. Boom. You can put a mini on top of there, right? It's going to hold it. Again, hey, buy the professional grade stuff. It'll hold up all of your minis. But odds are this will do the job. So so that's the first step. Matte knife goes right through this plastic, y'all. Seriously, like a hot knife through butter. This could be added to. You could give. I mean, check this. Check out how cool that looks. If you just you could hot melt glue these things together, but look how that. Oh, it looks like a little roof on top of the thing. Bam.
Aww.
Check it, right? Go with it, go without it. Boom. The creativity limit.
That is cute.
There is none. No creative limit. Anyway, I'm not going to spray paint indoors because that's a bad idea. So, right? Nice
Now I want to
shower.
go dig through the trash. Thanks.
Right. And I think Mab asked earlier, like, can you still recycle these? I'm pretty sure as long as it's clean, even if it's painted, you can still recycle it. At least that's what I've been doing. So that's the first step. Get it to where you want it. Obviously, clean them out, all that jazz. And then, boom, you're already... I do 2 coats of paint. If you care, 2 coats.
Nice.
If you don't really care too much, 1 coat will do you. Don't you worry. All right. So
Oh, you remember when I made pauldrons out of Coke bottles
yes,
for my cleric? Yeah,
yes.
that stuff's so good.
2
Trash
coats.
is great.
Boom.
Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the decoration because your eye really does want to make sense of it. So even if it's not spot on when you're looking at it like critically,
Right.
when you put it in context, it all comes together.
This little guy right here, and you're like, ooh, air vents or something, little tiny windows for your, for your church.
Perfect.
Something's going on. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a giant fire elemental. Obviously, he wouldn't fit inside, but let's see. What do I have here? That's actually human-sized. Draw a door on it. I have doors, so boom. There you are. Like,
Perfect.
ta-da. And
There you go.
yeah. And then Sharpie action. The big Sharpie, the little Sharpie, boom. Arrow slits. That's right, Sally. Let's see. Did you and Ansa have the wine? Fancy palette. I'm almost certain. Yes, we did drink that wine. Ansa, if you're still in the comments. No, it was great. Yes. We had. Let's see. Oh yeah, when was that? We drank it. Pretty sure.
You drank it.
I just a little thing. This little piece of guy right here, right? Just once again, it's just a little box, right? And then I was like, that's pretty cool. You could literally just get away with that, right? I just added 5 seconds of drawing with the Sharpie, just darkened in those little things. Now you've got little arrow slits. I put little rivets on the side there, just like this is super ridiculously easy, and suddenly it's freaking magic. So
It's freaking magic. Man.
Freaking magic.
Freaking magic.
That's right. Boom. So yeah, I'm gonna build some more because there's gonna be a little bit of a thing when we start the game next week. So why am I making all this fancy terrain? Oh, and by the way, this guy right here, I just want to show you this one. This is
Cookies.
cookies. That's right. Little cookie holder, right? Or it could be, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what Star Wars used in Empire Strikes Back for the for the AT-AT walkers when they attacked the rebel base. This is
Rebel definitely.
Base source.
Rebel base.
Absolutely, rebel base. It was just a bunch of cookies. So,
Ion cannon.
That's right. Yeah, ion cannon in my face. That was just a bunch of junk, just like Millennium Falcon, just put together with a bunch of plastic crap they found. But
you flew here in this? You're braver than I thought.
fastest ship in the galaxy.
In episode 1, Qui-Gon had this communicator that was a lady's razor.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and all the Star Trek, in original Star Trek, they were using salt and pepper shakers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Coat hangers. And
yeah. Oh, they had no budget.
Yeah. So, yeah, whatever they found, curtain rods, and you can too.
Right. And this is just, hey, reuse. That's part of recycling.
Ooh, that's a big part of the resin game too, actually. I save like all the weird little leavings of the overpour and resin flashing and stuff because you can use it to pack future pours or make it like cut it up real small and use it as a like type glitter, you know, like inclusions. So
Right.
yeah, never throw anything away. That's what we're telling you. If you weren't already a hoarder, join the club.
Join the club. Yeah, well, this is just stuff I pulled out of the recycling bin. So, you know, I live in a house with 5 people. So, I mean, you know,
There's stuff.
there's always stuff. And these kids go through these seltzer cans like they were water. Yes, they are water.
Because that's what they are. Nice.
But they're bubbly. Yes. So, yeah, so you know, with the Sharpie, you can like highlight some stuff if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, don't worry about it. But if you want to get like really serious with the paint job, you can seriously. My advice is three spray cans. You do your base color, you do a highlight and a shadow, and you don't even have to like. I'm not going to show you here because I'm not going to spray paint, but you literally do your base coat. Like, so say you would just do like this can as your base coat, right? And then you would take a black and a white, and you just, from a way far distance, you just go, and you let it sit. And then you take the other color and you go, and you just, and the little speckled dots, it's going to look like you spent hours on it.
So is that your like shadow effect or aging effect or a little both?
Shadow effect, yeah, because then it pops like everything. Because then you're like, you know, the highlights, the white specks will like look like highlighted material that's on the thing, and then the dark speck looks like a shadow. So it's literally
Ooh, if you really want to up your game, do the white from an upward angle and the black from a downward angle from the other side.
Yeah. If you
I'm getting really
which way
excited.
the sunlight is coming from. So, you know, so if you don't, you know, like, yeah.
Don't overthink it.
And I absolutely, like, if you know, like, this is going to be like the bottom piece, then you're just, you know, you spray in towards the bottom because that's where all the dirt's going to be. So,
right. Yeah.
Bottom. Now for like this guy, I have made my bottom, the bottom line and the right side line of any plate is darker. I double lined it so as to give just a little bit of an illusion of some shadow. So
nice.
It's like, oh, you can see where it is, and it pops it out a little bit further from the rest of the objects that I've just literally drawn on. And it's just double lining those, like 2 lines with the Sharpie as opposed to 1. So, Lamsky. I'm just gonna.
All right.
So
well,
I need.
huh?
Oh, I was about to ask the viewers for some feedback on something, but say what you were going to say.
Before you do that, you guys are hard at work on your project, so I'm gonna go get hard at work on my project, and I'm gonna take a bath.
Oh, nice. Have fun. Take care of yourself.
Will do. Love you guys.
Thanks for coming in.
Love you. Bye. Okay, so here comes the interactive component of what I'm making.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, all of my dice include music symbols so that you know that your bard is always with you when you're rolling. So I need to choose silver.
Big screen.
Right, silver or gold. Yeah, dancing music. And I also need help choosing what colors to include, what colors to make them. Now they have to be see-through, translucent, so that you can see the inclusions. But but you can give me, you know, like, should I make this a rainbow set? Those tend to be pretty popular. Or should I make it a fire set? Or should I make it pink and blue? Or, you know, so I need some input. about what colors this should be, and I have all the colors. So write in the comments what color combination you think and whether it should be silver or gold. Oh yeah, so Mab says the insert depends on the color of the resin, and not necessarily. Like they all go. And Mab tends towards silver since it reflects light better. That is fair. That's fair to say. Let's see. And I've been pretty lucky with my sales lately, so I don't have a whole lot to show you. So this was a pan set. So, and you can see that I painted all the colors of the numbers differently depending on which color was within. Ooh. So, yeah. So, pan from blue to yellow to pink. And, yeah.
Nice.
And then, of course, you see the music symbol when you roll high. So there's the silver inside the pan set.
So Sally's saying pale lime silver.
Okay. Oh, I like it. I haven't done that color actually. So actually this one's pan too. And they're all gonna come out slightly different. So I did white numbers on this one. And got my whole jar of dyes. Yeah. I'm really good at using this camera, aren't I? Which is really great. Blue and orange with the silver. All right. Blue and orange, that's a bold choice. And so sometimes with the larger dice, I use these, the black inserts, because they're a little bit larger and more likely to stay in place. And so there's a nice, like, this one's pink and red. And you can find all of my dice on ladyprudence.bandcamp.com/merch.
Oh, yes. Don't be afraid to plug all your things.
Right. You can order online or come see me at a festival to see what I have in stock, and I can take custom orders as well. Ooh. So Bill MC saw some dice on Etsy with the Witcher theme. That's cool.
Oh, I just saw those too.
Yeah. Were there coins embedded inside? Is that how they're Witcher? Or were there wolves?
I think it's just the design work and the fonts and things like that. I'm really curious sometimes about like who's producing those, because I don't know if like the people who produce Witcher are actually producing those dice, or if someone is, because it's always that thing. It's like, we're not Harry Potter, we're Harry Potter.
Right. We're Lightning Wizard. That's
yes, Lightning Wizard. Yes, if I was the cheap costume knockoff of
right. Well, because there's a lot of like party princesses out there who aren't licensed by Disney and don't have like absolutely. Aren't with them. So like you're not gonna get Snow White, you're gonna get Apple Princess. And you're not gonna get, Sleeping Beauty, you're gonna get Napping Princess or what?
Napping Princess. Beauty.
You're not gonna get Rapunzel, you'll get Golden Hair Princess.
Right.
So
long hair lady.
Long hair princess. Right. Exactly.
Right. A million years ago, I used to do the kids' parties, and
I love that.
Have had my share of. I'm not Aladdin. I'm the kid with the genie.
Right.
Like,
which is that's interesting though, because you can be Aladdin because that's not trademarked. Like,
well, at least it's the original name is too old, because it's like it's 200.
Right, exactly. So Aladdin, and which is why it's kind of funny with some of these, because they're based on actual fairy tales. So right. It's just that the particular design elements that they chose for that Aladdin and for Sleeping Beauty and for Snow White, like those iconic looks. I think
Right.
that's the problem.
Yes,
So
because
you can be Aladdin, you just can't dress like Disney's Aladdin.
like
You have to
Disney's Aladdin,
be
right? And
a
that's why
different
they say
person.
Disney's Aladdin. Hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill's saying the Dicey Saw were licensed. Yeah. So so that's good. That's good. We're all about making sure, even big name artists should get their due. We're all about having artists getting paid for their work that they're doing. All the artwork that you see on Nat21, all the music is either written by and for us, or it is, or we've paid for the licensing to use their images, or or our great friends at Penny Dragon have. We've done some exchange work where we are going to say their name at least 17 trillion times, and they send us some artwork that we can use for our shows. So it all works out, and that's
Penny Dragon.
Yeah, Penny Dragon, Penny Dragon, Penny Dragon. Well, bam, our contract is fulfilled. Thanks, guys.
For the next 2 weeks, we're good.
That's right. So yeah, so we're always about that. And again, even in a, you're like, it's that whole thing. You're like, well, it's the man, and you're like, sometimes
people should just get paid for what they make and for their.
And if you had a really good idea and you are, very successful in it, then hey, you deserve it. So
Exactly.
let the Witcher guy have his money, and hopefully some people who design some dice for them are also raking in the benefits of that whole jazz. So that was a very long, extended conversation to say, yes, oh great, they are licensed, awesome. Use those Witcher dice in health. So
there.
When you do that top one, is there like so there's a lid that goes on the thing, right? Okay.
So these are called sprue dice, because they have a little hole in the top. So it's actually a capped sprue.
I'm gonna put that on the big screen because I'm totally interested in that.
Because I put the cap on, and then you can have a little bit of extra sticking out of the sprue,
right? Because
as it cures, resin contracts. So you want to make sure you've got a little pool on top for it to pull in. And now I have a choice when I make dice in these particular molds. I can either start with the cap on and use a syringe or a pipette to insert the resin through the little hole, or I can start off with it open face with the cap off, put in the resin until it's just lipping. So it's so that the meniscus is almost but not quite overflowing, and then wait about 45 minutes to an hour, and then put the cap on, which is it will still be squishy, but a little bit more viscous than honey consistency at that point, so that it'll push out of the hole, but it's already done a little bit of curing. So it'll be a little less likely to have voids in the top, little holes.
Right.
And I'll have a little bit less fixing work to do later, to like fill in whatever has a hole in it. So It's a process. Yeah. So if you want to give me the screen again, I'll show you. I have another type of mold too. This is a cap mold, and this is the one that I made from my own custom masters. So this is silicone. It's, bendy. And so you fill in the numbers open face, and this makes it so that you can do more interesting styles of pour, like a dirty pours when you have a couple of colors next to each other, but they're not mixed, so that you can see each color form striations within the dice. And then then putting the cap on, and then you put a little bit of weight on top of it, then you can, give you a nice finished product. And like I said about my particular masters, I've got my own, the treble clef on the outside, so that I can do more interesting opaque pours. Sorry, I'm not getting that focus there, you guys. Let's see. Where's my camera? Wee!
The art.
This is so
The
fun.
art. Yeah, back it up, back it up, back it up. It's right.
Almost, but it wants to see the background, and I'm like on a moving ship or something. Who knows?
Try to hold your hand
Anyways.
flat, and then like put it on your hand.
I'm just
flat
gonna-
in the middle.
I'm gonna show you.
There it is. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So that I can do more interesting opaque colors because the symbol's on the outside. So I'm doing a gemstone series in my masters. So I've got my ruby, I've got my amethyst. Yeah. So, and this is an example of what the dirty pour looks like. Like you can see all the, okay, well, stop background noise. This is great film, right? This is just great TV.
Yeah.
Everyone's with me, right? So anyway, so there's a couple of different types of
awesome.
types of molds, and yeah.
Nice. Nice. Thanks, Fancy Palette, for stopping by. All right. And yeah, well, that's it. I learned something new today. I mean, I've seen silicone molds, and yeah, that's great. I have the molds that I have are for concrete. I have,
Nice.
If you've ever seen those classic concrete planters that are the rectangular ones, and they've got the like little frills on the side.
Right.
I actually have molds for those that my
That's awesome.
grandfather had. I don't know where he got them, but he used to do concrete. Or his family used to do concrete. Good Italian guy. What do you know? And so somehow I ended up with them. So, of course, as
all right.
Good
That's
Italian
cool.
guy, you got to do concrete. Them's the rules.
It's a very Italian thing of you.
Yeah, you can't get away from it.
Okay.
Trust me, it's from the
So
Roman
I learned
era. It's
something.
in the blood. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I got a Millennium Falcon Disney backpack for Christmas, and it came with a plastic covering that's the shape of the Millennium Falcon, and so I really want to see if I could do something like, I don't know, resin or concrete or a combination of both, or something to like use that as a mold to make something, because it's really cool.
Right. Concrete might weigh a little bit too much, so it might
Right.
it, but
It's a good sturdy plastic, but still, like, it's, I mean, I think I'm gonna get one shot at it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
cool.
So I'm sticking my little inserts in. I'm gonna try to use my little silver treble clefs to do this set, but they won't fit in every single dice, so that's why I just said silver and not like letting you pick what actual shape is everything's gonna be, because sometimes you just gotta put in there whatever fits.
Mhm.
Am I right? Why do I keep saying things that sound so dirty?
'Cause you're a bard.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, because everything's a double entendre if you say it right, and if you say it wrong,
exactly.
it's still a double entendre.
Right. It's what the people want.
Yeah, it's funny. I will say, like, I do. Of course, my show is all ages. I never, if anything is taken dirty, it's just because you were thinking it, and it's just
Exactly.
And then it's funny because I've done the you do your Ren Fair show all day long for all ages, and then you like. Someone's like, oh, we have like this after hours party or something, and we'd love for you to do your adult show. And I'm like, I don't really have an adult show or whatever, but so then
I have an unfiltered show.
I'll do it, and then I'll just do all the same jokes, but I'll just go, huh? And then everyone's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. It was totally about his junk, and like, that is now.
It is now. Yep. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I do want to say just a little something about the metal with the plates and the rivets. Kids, when making something and you're gonna I'm gonna do a bunch of rivets on it. Once you start, you've committed to whatever level of rivets you're gonna have, because now I spaced my rivets like 1/8 of an inch apart, and now I have to just do 1/8 inch rivets like the whole way, because
The whole way. There you go.
now that you started, you can't just not do that. Like,
That is true.
So just think ahead, because otherwise you'll be making 17,000 little dots for the tin can that you thought was going to be easy. Anyway, so
I have a song for this situation.
bring it.
You brought this on yourself. You brought this on yourself. Make better choices. You brought this on yourself.
Perfect. He says with a mat knife in his hand. Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's see. So yes. Oh well. Kitty left and Nap's here, but well, yeah. We'll just hold that surprise for the actual show.
Ooh, there's going to be a surprise.
Oh yeah.
Tune in next week.
That's right. I do hope everyone who was watching enjoyed last night's episode. I literally had an absolute blast. I'm so glad that I was like, let's do an all barred party. Boom. And then it was like, oh, right. We'll just get actual people who can make songs on the fly.
Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we didn't have any warning about who we were going to be riffing off of. So
Nope.
I think that worked out splendidly.
Oh, it was beautiful. So good. So good.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury and Johnny Cash. I mean, to be fair, they have very broad and versatile repertoires. So it makes it super easy to just be like, all right, look up the lyrics, make this about us, and go.
Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah. Yes. How about that game? That's right. Oh, yeah.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Right? No, it's so good. And it's only going to get better / worse. Like the situation's only going to get more serious. And
It's serious.
I thought I was the guy who gets killed just to prove everybody else that the situation's serious.
Guy, you have a name. Do I?
Best movie ever. Oh my god. So good. Let's see. Well, what are no issues with copyrights? Well, because we didn't use the words of the song, and
It's covered under parody.
It's parody, and also so it's like you can, as long as you're not doing the song, because that would be a mechanical license. It's parody. So yes,
We're good.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of people getting paid for their work.
Whoops. Oh yeah, speaking of people getting paid for their work, why don't you tell them about our PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patreon?
Oh yeah, well there you go, Mike. That's right. You can all the things. You can give us a Ko-Fi or a coffee if you pronounce it that way. ko-fi.com/Nat21 Adventures. If you're enjoying the show, just check out all of our things. We have, of course, the Nat21Adventures.com website, which has all of our cool things, which BT Dubs, the new, speaking of the Brass City, our new metal dice are here. We have Blood of Your Enemies Red and the Copper Tone. So,
nice.
Dragon Tone. So it's out there ready to. Oh, and I'm getting a call from Madam Ansa. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
It's about to rain, and I'm about to pull up with $200 worth of groceries. So can you put crew in charge for a minute to help me out?
Okay. Yes.
Thank you. I'll be right there.
Real life does take its toll. Yes. So check out all of our stuff on the Nat21 Adventures website there. And yeah, check out some good stuff. We got, there we go, product metal dice. There it is. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Well,
Na-na-na.
Lady Prue, I'm going to let you take charge for a minute. I'm going to pop out here and then I'm going to get some groceries in, and then I'll be right back. So tell me
Awesome.
about your stuff and where you're going to be the next few weeks.
I'll tell them all about me. No problem. Hey, team. It's my show now. So those of you who aren't too familiar with me, I am Lady Prudence, Her Majesty's Court Composer. And you can find me on facebook.com/lady.prudence.piper. And I'm currently performing at the New York Renaissance Fair. So if you're going to come out to that fair, make sure you stop by. I have a little stage by the maypole, and I play a little harp, and I sing, and I'm exceptionally charming. And let's see what else. So I'll be here for the next 3 weeks, and then I will relocate to the Carolina Renaissance Festival, which is located in Huntersville, North Carolina, which is just outside Charlotte. And that is a beautiful fair, and I'm so excited to go back. I play under a large tree there, right next to where the walking tree is. So it's a very magical little area, and I, again, will have my harp, guitar, whistles, voice, interactive, improvisational, musical performance. So I hope that you guys will come by and say hi, and like check out, my music. I have 5 CDs out. Check out my dice, as previously mentioned. That's what I am doing. So I am your resident dice goblin, and I make Bardic Inspiration dice because I wrote a famously successful song called Bardic Inspiration plus 1d10, and there's even a music video on my YouTube channel, which is A Harp to Remember. But if you just search for Bardic Inspiration plus 1d10, I think that'll get you to my music video, which stars me and the angels, heroines in disguise, and my good friend Fireflicker the dragon. So, and we're very proud. And yeah, if you come by and see me, not only can you get my music and my dice, but I've also I've got special Lady Prudence signature pins that I fill with resin also to glam them up a bit. So pick out your favorite colors, and you can represent your Lady Prudence love. So here's a close up of one of the designs, and that's the shape of my little harp, which you're not going to see a little harp like that anywhere else because nobody else plays them. It's called a lute harp, and fingers crossed, hopefully someday I'll play it on the show on Tuesday night. So tune in. And yeah, anybody have any questions? Ooh, Rev Tommy knows Fireflicker. Fireflicker's the best. Like, honestly, go hang out with Fireflicker. This is the wholesome content that you're here for. So I'm scrolling through the comments. Reverend Tommy said, you ordered new dice? Did you order it from me? Or from Nat21? So, yeah, ask me anything. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll just keep monologuing. I sing a variety of traditional, original, and folk type tunes. More than the usual number of songs about Caledonia. Ooh, Rev Tommy got the new D21s. I'm so excited. I think Paola's going to stick one in the mail for me because I do have the classic black D21, but I'm a little mad at it right now, so I'm dropped it on the floor. No problem. We roll with it. We stand in this house. Ooh, I'd also love your input. So we figured out that I'm gonna do a silver inclusions and lime coloring. Which I'm going to do with a little bit of emerald green and a little bit of yellow. So we'll have a play of colors in there. For those dice with the inclusions. So now I need your help deciding what should go into my slab molds, which are the ones that don't have to be clear. They get to be opaque. So I know I'm going to do one of my slab molds and one of my coffins in pure black because a friend of mine requested a set like that. And I'm kind of excited about it. So I'm going to do one set in pure black, but I have another set that sky's the limit. So should I continue my gemstone theory series, like do sapphire, emerald, amethyst, ruby. Let's see. What do I have in here? So because I'm still working on my methods, but so these are part of the gemstone series. This one's blue and gold. This one is my emerald one. So hopefully you can see them okay. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Opal. Opal's a great idea. Hey,
5 minutes and you've changed the name of the show. No.
It's the Lady Prudence show now. Yeah, Party with Crew.
Party with Brew.
Party excellent.
Literally just, when you buy groceries from Aldi's, like I do, not that they are a sponsor, but they don't give you bags. And so
Nope.
Apparently Ansa pulls up with the car, no bags, all these groceries, and it literally, it was just about to rain. So
Oh
now
gosh.
it's literally raining right now. I'm looking out the window. But
Oh, wow.
So crisis averted. No soggy crackers for us. That's right.
Yay.
But I interrupt. You are in the middle of your awesome.
Well, yes. So Sally said she wants me to do an opal set, and that I can do with the help of some of my little shiny cellophane pieces. So they'll catch the light nicely. And I think, let's see, so should I do the pinkish one or a bluish one? Or maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of pink, blue, and this like clear color, because they'll catch the little light and throw a little bit of fire into the air. Let's see, where did I do my blue one? I do have a very nice blue that I've used recently, so it's not in this particular. And there's like a much brighter pink. And yeah, here's the blue, which like they don't look like much when they're just flat, but they when they are when they're in the included in the dice, then they flash and catch the light and make it go wee. Goblin brain go wee. So we'll leave these out for our consideration, and I'll get out
Whoa.
my little. How are your rivets coming? Is it riveting?
Oh, yes. Yes. There you go. Each tiny little rivet. Coming along. Look at that. It's looking vaguely three-dimensional-esque. We have put an extra shadow line on those little windows. So it just gives it just a little extra, like, dimensional space, because you're like, oh, that is there's a little shadow underneath there. Not too big, because it's not, those windows not technically sticking out anywhere really far. But you want to say, hey, that's an extra shape on top of something to get your grappling hooks on there as you're trying to storm the circular citadel.
Yeah, exactly. You got to plan out your citadel so it's easy to break into. Yeah.
Exactly. Otherwise, the players will be sitting around not knowing what to do for hours on end. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
All right. So Rev Tommy says he wants me to do one in Nat21 orange. So I think so. I'll do an opal color in one slab, black in another slab, and then I also have this leftover little D21 mold. So I'll do the Nat21. And so it's a combination of like orange and yellow. So that should look pretty nice. And then I'll do black numbers on it. So yeah.
Nice.
That'll be nice. That'll be sweet.
That's anytime, sort of off the subject, but it's anytime anybody asks me, like, hey, what about like, do you do puzzles for your players? And the answer is
kind of the whole
usually
thing.
no, because what I've found from puzzles is that I always think I have this idea for a puzzle that the players will get, and then I realize that like because they are not the actual characters themselves, and they're playing. Like there's levels of meta where you're like, well, I thought that because your character's an elf, you would think, hey, I'm an elf, and therefore this thing would be, and it'd be simple because you're, and it's like, yeah, the puzzle just, yeah. So like the hardest, people, it's no fun when you're, it's like my character has a 27 intelligence. Like I can't figure out this puzzle, and I'm like, well, it'd be silly if I just asked you to just roll and answer it.
You're right.
Like, so I mean, there are ways to handle puzzles. Don't get me wrong. It's like there's plenty of ways to handle puzzles correctly, but basically what I've found is just go look up online and go find like puzzles for like kindergartners. And I'm not saying that the players can't, but because they aren't usually coming at the puzzle from this, it just literally makes it harder when you're levels away from the actual puzzle. Like, are you talking about Greek mythology in this puzzle? Because this planet doesn't actually have Greek mythology. It has Gorpity-Gorp mythology from the ancient rise of that empire that is completely made up. And, so you're like, you always just have to like, just make it really easy. You think it's easy, but it's never going to be that easy.
Right. Well, plus when you're on the spot and you're like, with us having about a 2-hour window that we try to fit the show in, we've got to kind of keep it moving. And so if we're like, a drink in and
right,
not a gnome in reality, and and perhaps like my computer buzzed out for a moment during a key detail of the setup or something like so, and like on the spot, thinking on your feet and forgetting to make a roll like a wisdom check or an intelligence check or lore or arcana or something. Like there's a lot of factors that make it so that puzzles are just frustrating rather than entertaining. And Pala does such a great job of like setting up fun outcomes anyway, that as far as it, that he gives us lots of great opportunities to play out our characters' personalities rather than making us jump through hoops in order to win the day. Like it would take a lot, and I have every faith that you could do it, Paolo. But I've been enjoying it the way that it is.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I mean,
and maybe
we did
maybe some
for the Halloween show. We did a puzzle that was really great. I mean, I thought it was great because it was the best way to do it, because we sent out the party pack for that show, and so literally, the 20 people at home had like puzzle parts so that they could actually help everyone. And so you had 25 people working on putting this puzzle together, which was
that's cool.
Yeah, it was so good. And
that's fun.
Yeah. Puzzles equal dungeon.
and perhaps that's a thing too, where like, maybe once an episode or something, we have a riddle to solve, or you can like hold up a like a visual puzzle or map or
Right.
something for us to figure out, or like a code, like a replaced alphabet code or something, or like I can see ways for that to get worked in it.
Oh yeah.
Eventually.
There are ways to do it. It's just it's like when you want the speed of you don't want to bog things down. You don't want to make it hard. You don't want to make it so hard that nobody gets it, and then you don't want to make it too easy that it just literally isn't anything. Because then it's like, well, why did you go through trouble making it a thing? And everyone's like, oh, it's it's Tuesday. That's the answer.
It was the sled.
Right, it was a sled all along. Son of a God. Rosebud. There you go. Yep.
I've never seen Citizen Kane.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if I ever will.
It's funny. I mean, I don't even know if they'll even still like. I watched it in my history of film class. I was trying to go for art credits, and it's really super impressive. I mean, that is so many firsts in that movie. Not just a snow globe, but
Okay.
so many amazing firsts in that movie, from the camera work, crane shots. They're like, and this is literally the first time that anyone thought to do a shot where they're inside of a building and the camera pulls through and then goes through the window and then you're outside. Like, that was the first time. Like, literally the first time anyone had ever done that. And you're like, oh, and it would have been really hard because they didn't have a computer to just go, okay, now pretend that there's a building roof there. And you're like,
right.
No, they actually had to like have the camera start inside,
Steady cam out
through. Yeah, steady cam. What's a steady cam? No such thing as steady cam. They had dollies and they had but you're like, oh man, just so many things like that were like, that's why Orson Welles obviously is an honored director, because he really did do so many first things.
Yeah, he redesigned the mold. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So now I really want to, if I ever do see this movie, I want you to be next to me and tell me all this. Or I need the VH1 pop-up video of Citizen Kane.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I love pop-up videos so much.
Yeah. Oh, I was around for that. Yeah.
Nice.
That was a million years ago, right?
Yeah, approximately. Sounds about
right.
right.
Oh yes, that's right. The word of the day. That's right. I was just looking at the word of the day. Not a puzzle, but yes, Mab. We are hopefully going to do some more of those giveaways. Each of our shows, we are sponsored by Penny Dragon Games, and yeah.
Did you say Penny Dragon?
I did. They are so cool, and again, I'm dying. I'm dying to get back to the world where we can all actually really go out in earnest and have a lot of fun, because Penny Dragon he's going to come to Gen Con. I'm going to go to Gen Con next year.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was supposed to, of course, last 2 years I was supposed to go. They moved the dates this year. And so, of course, I'm at Maryland during that time, so I cannot be there. Everyone have a great time at Gen Con. They have some online stuff as well, so I might check out some of that. My friends are doing it. But here's hoping that we will all be able to go there next year, and we will do some crazy stuff next year there, and Penny Dragon's going to be there, and we're all going to actually get a chance to actually hang out with each other and have a freaking great time. And because they're, we've had like conference calls with them, as far as, they're just a small startup. There's it was literally one guy, and he was writing a bunch of stuff, and then he was trying to find artists to fill in the pages of his books, and then we got more writers and more people and more, it just kind of snowballed, and it was fantastic. And so he, came out with Eisendorf's Vault of Tragic Treasures, which of course we got to do a little preview of that, and he sent us a bunch of images so that we could use them on our game, and the players got to use awesome, cool magic items from the book, the pig whistle, many other awesome magic items that were invented by them. And again, these guys, they literally have like my same sense of humor as far as this whole like all these things are concerned. And when he found out that I did a character that was Tom O'Hora, which was Tomb of Horrors, but it's the last letter of each word taken away, and he was like, Tom O'Hora, and he was a leprechaun. He's a lich leprechaun, and his name was Tom O'Hora. And they were like, no one figured it out until I showed up with the book and went, ta-da. But it was great, and he was just like, love it. And that's just his style of humor, and apparently everybody in Northern Ireland, that's apparently their style of humor as well. So it's got a bunch of writers there, and yeah, I cannot wait to actually hang out with these guys and ladies in person, and it's going to be so much fun. So
cool.
I'm just going to say, for the love of frack, I think getting vaccinated is probably the best, easiest way to get back to that world that we'd all like to live in. So,
agreed.
FFS, get vaccinated.
Do the thing, guys. Make sure you have your vaccination, and try to convince your friends too.
Yeah. Better than horse dewormer, I think. Never having tried.
Right?
The others.
Yeah, guys. I mean, come on, guys. Come on.
So yes. So let's see. We're almost. We got 20 more minutes. Tonight's game, BT Dubs. Speaking of things that we should be talking about, tonight's game, everybody, we're going to be playing a game of Ether and Steamworks, and that's going to be with our friends at RF Chaos, and you can watch the show from their channel. We're going to be hosting it on Nat21, so you can watch it on our channel as well. Nice. But it starts at 7:30. I'll just pop this up here. Bam! We have Adamo Ignis. We have Mab, just Mab. We have Rowan the Bard and myself as the 4 players. And we have Rob Rolling's going to be our game master for the game. 7:30, as we said, Eastern time. And I'm going to be playing a robot, which is actually right here.
Whoa. Awesome.
So my buddy, Stephen Warwick, made this guy. This robot's actual name is Pickles. And he's actually in a space pirate band. And so it's Pickles the robot. And he does like, burp, 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 burp. Hey guys. And he's very he's kind of depressed because he's actually from Earth.
Oh, is he a paranoid android?
Kinda. And yeah, so I cannot wait to hold this thing up for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a good look.
I know, I'm like curling his head. Fortunately, it doesn't weigh that much, but after a couple hours, I think I'm going to be, we'll see how big my right arm is after this.
Right.
So,
do you have a stool or something he can sit on?
Yeah,
or?
I'll put him on a little box or something. But it's going to be a great game. It's a really cool system. I've read a good chunk of the book, and it is a really, really sweet system. It's like fantasy. It's like fantasy genre. So it's got goblins and elves and orcs, but it's also steampunk technology,
robots, yeah.
Space wizards, and yeah. So it's a great system. It's really cool, really streamlined, and it's all about the fun of playing not about making a war game out of how far away you are from the fireball. So
All right then.
he's space garbage. All right, reading the comments now. Let's see. We're huge in Ireland. Yes, we're. And it's so funny. So Patty is his name, who is at Penny Dragon, and I was like, he's like, we made the commercial for him for the Mag of Holding issue 2, and honestly, he was kind of like, doing that thing where he's like, the Kickstarter went very well. I could pay you guys a little more. And I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You're paying us just fine. Because of you, I get to say Nat21 Adventures has international sponsors.
Ooh, I love that.
Right? So, so then other people are like, well, maybe we should sponsor these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Exposure.
Exactly. So I'm like, yes, it's like all because of you.
Every bard needs
international sponsors.
Use the vibra slap. That means it's important.
Don't forget the
wind chimes. Dreamy.
Well, I wish it's funny. It's like on the screen, it's not as noticeable, but I have the red light on one side and the blue light on the other, and so like each of the pipes actually has like a little highlight and shadow on them, their own selves. But it's just magical. It's magical.
Yeah, we need a wind chime cam.
Wind chime cam. Clearly, we need the camera right on that so that you just can't see it, people. Just can't see it. All right. So yeah, let's see. So you explained you're going to be at New York until when?
I've got 3 more weeks at the New York Renaissance Festival, so I'm here through the end of September, and then in October I relocate to the Carolina Renaissance Festival.
Right.
Which is so lovely to be in Charlotte in the fall, see all the leaves change, and it's really a beautiful, beautiful fair site. So hopefully everybody will stay healthy enough for us to actually have a fair there.
Yes, please. You'll be closer to my house than I will be. So after, let's see, October 3rd is my last weekend at Maryland. And by the way, yay, big shout out to Maryland. Thank you so much for being such a great festival. And then I head on down to Texas Renaissance Fair with Reverend Tommy, who's going to be there working the booth with me, which means that I'll get actually a chance to hang out with Reverend Tommy for like, really, aside from Pennsylvania, like that's like seriously the first time ever really we get to hang out. So it's going to be a blast. And nice. I have actually gotten permission to shoot the show from the interior of the Wormwood Tavern. So we'll be in a real Renaissance Fair tavern with all the cameras and everything on Tuesday nights. I don't know where making with the creating with the crew is going to be, but I hope maybe we'll be able to do the same thing. But I don't know. We'll find out. Exposure in a hot tub. Well, just slap their sticker on the edge of the hot tub and booyah. I think, honestly, that's probably the best thing.
I can support that.
No. All right. What else is going on? I'm trying to think about everybody else. Well, let's see. We might as well make sure that everyone knows our schedule. Boing. That's right. Now, I know this one says that starting September 8th, we're going to do Goblonia, but we had to bump everything 1 week. So Goblonia is going to start next week. But tonight is going to be our game with our Ether and Steamworks. Then tomorrow morning we have Shakespeare's Sonnets. We also then have, that's Thursday, we have Gothic Horror Gaming, which I don't have the banner there, but Gothic Horror Gaming, that's going to be at 10 p.m. That is with Mr. Zadoiko, your Gloom Master. And I believe I can't remember if he's starting a new campaign this week or next, but he might be doing dramatic readings of. He was doing dramatic readings of pop songs last time, but I think it might be doing. He's actually so good. I'm fairly certain he could dramatically read a can of spray paint, and make it good, like contains Tullian petroleum distillates and very harmful. Anyway, he could do it better than I can.
This is already making me feel a certain way. So
that's Thursday night, everybody. And then so many of us are actually back to work at the Ren Fairs World. So go see us where we are. Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, Maryland Renaissance Fair, Connecticut Renaissance Fair, New York Renaissance Fair, and Michigan. I was trying to think where everyone is all around the country who's actually who's doing anything for us. So I'm just trying to think of that. But I think those are all the major fairs that are going on.
Pretty much everyone, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's doing some things. And then Sunday night is, of course, Savage Moon.
Savage Moon.
It's I have to say, the stuff that I've watched, it's just hilarious. Now, Mike Nistel is our dungeon master for the game, and it is a great game. So Savage Moon, if you're not familiar with the concept, the moon of Earth. Now, this was actually, that is called Una, because, as on Earth, the last letter of every word is taken away. So it's not Earth, it's Earth. Well, on the moon, the first letter is taken away. It would have been Luna, but it is Una. Number one planet.
Yeah.
It was the first planet that the gods created. And they spun it, they started it, they looked at it and went, oh, we messed up. And they abandoned the planet and then made that the moon of Earth. But there are people there. There are monsters. There is mayhem. Abandoned
monsters
by
and
the
mayhem.
gods. That's right. And so the people work very hard just to survive on the moon. And that's why instead of being called Savage World, it's called Savage Moon. But super creative guy, and one of the founding peoples of Dungeons and Dragons from oh so long ago. You might recognize his name from such magical spells as Nistel's Magic Aura. That's that guy. That's actually that guy. So, hey, he's been around for a while. He's got some cool stuff, and I'm sure he'll tell you all about it at his show on Sunday night. So you can catch that tell them about May's new gig. Tell them about May's new gig, my friend.
May, who was at the Dragon Con at the same time as me.
That's right. May Hemmer, as you may know her, she has been multiple times on. I think she's been on every single one of our games. Actually, I think she's been on our main game on Tuesday nights. She's been in Goblonia. She's been on the Gothic Horror Gaming, and she is currently in Savage Moon. She is also a fantastic and creative burlesque dancer. She is going to be. She's actually the new head of the burlesque. I guess I was going to say the syndicate at Dragon Con. I don't know whoever runs the show there.
Right. Wow.
So she runs the burlesque shows there at Dragon Con. So I highly suggest, hey, everybody who gets a chance, not only can you see Lady Prudence at Dragon Con all weekend long.
At Christmas Geek.
That's right. But May Hemmer will be there, and she's actually running the burlesque show. So, who knows? It's such a busy weekend for me at Maryland. I can't really see myself doing Dragon Con. I did Dragon Con 25 years ago when I wasn't full-time on the road. And, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. We did Dragon Con a few times. And but then
it's kind of a personal thing for me now. I haven't missed it since 1998.
Right. Oh my goodness. I think that 1998 might have been my first Dragon Con. Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
Yay, me too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, I say, well, that's what I say to that. So, yeah, so I went a few times, and then it was like, I was doing probably King Richard's or something, and then it was just like, I can't, of course, all my friends, it's like the same week as Burning Man too, so it's like,
Right.
I had friends in California who were like, dude, go to Burning Man, or I had friends on the East Coast who were like, we're going to Dragon Con, and I'm like,
Going to
I'm
Dragon Con.
going to this fair, and I'm gonna make some money.
Gotta make that money.
But
Gotta make that money.
It's not like you're not doing badly at it's not like you're doing badly at Dragon Con. You're doing probably quite well. So
I mean, I do okay. Like I would make more money if I stayed at my fair and did that instead. But man, it's Dragon Con. I kind of need that the soul. Like
sometimes. Well, that's
I got friends there, and
yeah, that's my Mars Con, which is it's like my birthday weekend. It's in Virginia. It's the tiniest, cutest little festival. But I get to be a big, huge star there because we end up doing the cabaret show, and then I'll run a game. And people are like, "You're the guy who just did the cabaret show," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And then people are just like, "What? I can't believe you!" And so then you end up doing all these events for them. But it's it's a super tiny thing, but it's the only one I can get to that's not like breaking my schedule into a huge chunk, so
right. I get that.
Yeah, they'll be super nerdy and awesome. That's right.
Yay, good time.
And I'm just trying to think, but anyway, that's January 16th over here on the East Coast in Williamsburg, Virginia, and hopefully they're going to be doing it in 2022, so fingers crossed. We just don't know yet. But I take that as like a birthday weekend for me, and then of course, I just worked the whole time because I don't know. Maybe I just like that. Maybe that's just Capricorn me. I don't know. But
you gotta work it.
I know, right? I'm just like, but I'm here. I might as well do some fun stuff. But fun is like putting on a cabaret show that I don't get to do anywhere else. Last time we did the festival before COVID, Kitty flew out and we did the cabaret show, and we had, I'm gonna have to say, the best, nerdiest club juggling routine ever, where we basically ran through all of the Star Wars movies, because we had these glow clubs that are they're different colored glow clubs, and so it was like lightsabers, and so we got all the way from from I don't like you, I don't think he likes you, I don't like you either, I'll be careful, you'll be dead, all the way to I have the high ground, don't do it. And we got all the way. And then and Kitty is such a trooper. She's hilarious. So
wow.
Yeah, we
that sounds amazing.
We purposely accidentally drop a club in the pattern. So there's 5 clubs in the pattern and one's on the ground. And Kitty's tries to get down on the ground to get it, but she's still juggling. And so eventually she's completely on the ground, and she's still, and so our juggling pattern's like diagonal, and she keeps trying to reach for the club, but she can't get to it. And I was like, "Don't do it, Kitty! I have the high ground." And then she leaves in the audience, and it was good. It was
wow.
It was awesome. So yeah, I hope I get to be nerdy again, and soon.
Oh, come on, you're always nerdy.
I know, but sometimes, like I literally will do a show of all D&D jokes, and it's like when you're just there nailing it with, because when 100% of your audience is in on it, it plays. And, the Ren Fairy, occasionally you'll get, it's funny, depending on the day, it's like, and depending on what hour of the show, it's like, for some reason, all of the cosplayer gamers have show up by 2:00. They're not at the first show, and they're not at the last show. They're right there.
They like to sleep in.
Yeah, and they're all gone. They've all gone to party. so they don't show up to the last show. So I'm like, here's that D&D joke, and it just dies because there's literally like 2 people in the audience who are still like gamers, and everybody,
Right.
everyone's like, I don't get it. What's that? What's the
Move
fact?
along. That one wasn't for you. Just
yeah.
move along.
Not that anyone knows what FACO is, but yeah. So it's just like when you're there, you're like, oh my gosh, these are my people. They totally get me. This is everything. This is everything I've always trained for.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, nerd.
Well, my friends, you wasted another perfectly good hour and a half with us. I drew some cool little stuff. You'll see this in the next show. Look at those little windows. Look at the little door. Look at that.
Sweet little doors and windows and stuff.
And what's going on with those? Right? There's a staircase inside, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So you're gonna go, right? Makes you think. Think about placement of those windows. Once again, easy, cheap terrain. Eat some cookies. Eat some strawberries. Spray paint the cans. Boom. You're done.
Yeah. Spend hundreds of dollars on resin and other indicia, and then spend lots of hours putting things together so that you can make dice too, or just buy them from me. LadyPrudence.com. Oh no, wait. LadyPrudence.bandcamp.com/merch.
That's right. I should have made a banner for that. All right. Once again, Lady
What's
Prudence.
That'll be great.
Just Google it. You'll find it. Lady Prudence. I'm sure it is. Well, I want to thank Lady Prudence for being here and being awesome and having these cool dice sets that look so great. I want to thank everybody who joined us on the chats. Thanks again, Reverend Tommy, for being awesome and being our incredible Twitch moderator, because the show would be mayhem, but not in a good way. We like to keep the mayhem. We love the mayhem, but we like good mayhem, not the crunchy bad one. So thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you. You know what? And like we always say, make time for some art. It's not just for you. It's for your mental health. It's great. Make something fun. And we hope that everybody has time to make some art. And it doesn't matter what it is. Could be visual. Could be writing. Could be anything. You don't have to be good at it. Just take some time out for yourself. Thanks everybody for watching. This is Creating with the Crew, and we'll see you all tonight, 7:30. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much, everybody.
See you next time.